September 12, 2024. A day that began with peace and ended in blood. Himmel started his morning like any other, sharing breakfast with his family in their modest Dhaka apartment. His father, Mizanur Rahman, a businessman, his stepmother, Swapna, and his 4-year-old sister, little Janatul. He stepped out for an errand, unaware he'd never see them alive again. At 11:30 a.m., his phone rang. A neighbor's panicked voice. "Your flat's on fire!" Himmel ran, heart pounding, breath short, the world blurred. By the time he reached the building, black smoke curled from the windows, flames licked the walls, neighbors screamed, buckets of water splashed. Chaos. The fire was small, too small, contained, almost deliberate, and when Himmel pushed inside, he found his family. But not burnt, beaten. 3 lifeless bodies sprawled on the bed, blood pooled, skulls shattered. Someone had bludgeoned them again and again until nothing remained of their faces. The killer hadn't just wanted them dead, they wanted them destroyed. Police arrived, shocked, confused. This wasn't a robbery gone wrong. The front door had no sign of forced entry. Inside, Mizanur's wardrobe was ransacked, but valuables remained. PBI, the Police Bureau of Investigation, took over. They started with the obvious suspects. Mizanur had been married 4 times. Himmel, his son from the first marriage, still lived with him. The second and third wives? Struggling, poor. The fourth, Swapna, lived with Mizanur until her death. One by one, ex-wives were questioned. But none had motive. None had anything to gain. If anything, they lost their only source of financial support. Next, attention turned to Tarek, Mizanur's assistant, staying temporarily in Himmel's spare room. Tarek claimed to be loyal. "He was like a father to me," he said. Yet when investigators checked CCTV from a nearby shop, they saw something strange. The day before the murders, Tarek walked by several times. On his last trip, he carried a suspicious bag. When questioned again, Tarek vanished. 3 districts, multiple raids. Finally, he was found and arrested. And then, the confession. But it wasn't what anyone expected. "I didn't do it alone," he said. "It was Himmel. It was his idea." The grieving son, the one who wailed over the bodies, was the mastermind? Tarek claimed it began weeks earlier. Mizanur and Swapna had grown cold toward Himmel, resentful. Himmel overheard a chilling conversation, his own father and stepmother planning to kill him. "Kill me?" Himmel later asked Tarek. "Then I'll kill them first." They plotted, studied old crime films, took notes. One, in particular, stood out. A 1971 thriller where the killer used a hammer and set fire to cover his tracks. The day arrived. Himmel left the house publicly. A show. Tarek followed shortly after. But behind the scenes, they returned. Quiet. Hidden. Mizanur was asleep. Tarek pinned him down. Himmel raised the hammer. Once. Twice. Over and over, until the man who raised him was unrecognizable. Then came Swapna. Then, little Janatul. No mercy, no hesitation. They poured kerosene, set a corner ablaze, created just enough chaos to confuse, then fled. But truth has a way of catching up. Tarek cracked under pressure. Himmel was arrested days later. He broke down, not with guilt, but exhaustion. "I had no choice," he claimed. "They were going to kill me." Maybe they were. Maybe he believed it. But what kind of son chooses murder over escape? What kind of father plots against his child? 3 lives ended, 2 destroyed, 1 community haunted. Some say Himmel acted out of fear, others say revenge. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Because the line between victim and monster blurred long before the first blow was struck. This is not just a crime story. It's a reflection of what festers when love rots and fear takes root. And it's a reminder that sometimes the darkest monsters live inside our own homes.